come in as they want. So today is the last day in April. It is April 30th. Wow. This month has just gone by and been crazy. It's been a super crazy month for everybody. But today on the Mastermind, we're going back to the very first Mastermind we did, which was talking about, your focus for this year and kind of what things you guys wanted to hit. A lot of people, Greg, I'm going to just say, has, already exceeded what their focus was. So hopefully you have a new focus that you want to do or direction that you want to go in. I'm not calling any names or anything, but I mean, Greg, I'm just throwing that out there. So I wanted to kind of help hold you guys accountable and just see how I can help you. Because, we're starting a new quarter, or we're already in the new quarter. I don't know. Those get confusing. Hey, Athena. So I just want to help you guys answer more social media questions that you could potentially have. Remember, we are going to start doing social media made easy this coming Monday for the entire month of May. So make sure if I don't answer your questions today, write them down. You got all month to have access to get them answered. So let's see. I'm going to kick it to Greg because he's exceeded his focus. So I'm hoping that you have new one because you've done your Kickstarter. You already did Cyphicon. What about your graphic novel?
I'm putting that on hold. The artist is putting everything on hold because he's doing a bunch of conventions. So he's basically doing people, I forget what they call it. My brain's not all here. Basically just stuff that he's being hired to do.
Yeah.
Just little skits for like.
Yeah. Okay. So where do you stand with your publishing company? On hold?
Actually working a little bit on that.
Okay.
What's going to happen is there's 5 of us writing actually one story and it's coming out good. And we're going to probably do that as a pre-book and then also have that as part of the beginning of the publishing company.
Okay. Nice. So what else is your focus, or is that what you're going to focus on? I know you got a bunch of cons coming up.
The conventions.
And your podcast is doing good.
It's actually taken off 77 subscribers in a month time. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I was hoping for 100 at the end of the month, but I'll settle for 77.
No, okay. That's such a bad number to settle for. That's awesome. That's hard. An author talk has, man. That's great. And you're making a lot of connections. You're getting some pretty big people on your podcast. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I have one. I'm going to consider him as an A-lister.
Yeah.
For tag team DC, the Brain Supreme. I don't know if y'all have heard of him or not, but he was in the Geico commercial. Scoop, Here It Is. He's the one who came out with the song Here It Is. He also owns a film, or I know he does a little bit with filming, so we'll probably talk to him about that. And then of course tonight I would more consider her a B-lister for the movies that she's been in, because there's only been a few that she's had short scenes with, but she's been in movies with big names like Nicolas Cage and I think Al Pacino, I'm not sure. And she's also an author, poet, and runs her own podcast. So that one will be fun tonight.
Yeah.
With Amy as a co-host, of course, until I can find somebody that I can connect with that really helps out. So other than that,
nice.
I think
so that's what you're going to focus on?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. I love it. I think that's a good direction for you. I like it.
Can I ask Greg a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Greg, I think you've told us that you're running the panels for Comic Conroe. Is that right?
Correct.
So can you give us an update on the status of that? I put in a proposal, but I haven't heard anything. So I'm just wondering.
I'm waiting for more proposals to come in. Right now, there's 2 of them.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, you're in there. I don't know what day or what time yet. Hopefully, the guy sent CJ her stuff, which, of course, no. I'll send him a text this weekend. He's, like I said, very unorganized.
Paul hasn't gotten his stuff either.
Okay,
Should we submit more proposals then, or no?
not yet, because I know I have two that I'm gonna put in there for sure. And I'm sure Fern's gonna put in one, but I also have to work around like Kevin Sorbo and Mustafa and all their stuff. So I gotta figure out times and all that, what times theirs are for sure. Because their times precede everybody else's regardless.
Yeah. All right. Well, keep us updated, Greg. You're doing good with keeping us updated on all these cons, my con man. I love it. I love it. So, Julie, I'm going to kick it to you. So, I know you had put at the very beginning, and I'm not sure if it's changed, but you had put, you would like more authors and you want to, do another book, and COVID had hit. So, we're having some hard times with that. So, how's your focus going? Have you switched gears? Are you kind of, just relaxing and enjoying it? What's going on with you?
No, I'm not relaxing, but let me just make a few comments first. First, Amy, I love your black cat. I have a black cat too. I think my black cat's prettier than your black cat, but mine's a female. I don't know what yours is. And I also wanted to thank you because I have been working, as you suggested, to get a shop on an Instagram. And that meant I first had to update my Facebook shop, which I hadn't done in months. So I think we've got that. It should be rolling now. And I guess the next step on that is to start posting Instagram posts with my shop items. Is that how you do it once you've got your... Okay, so I've been working on that. You gave us an assignment and I've been working on it.
Wonderful.
Okay, also I wanted to ask Greg this question. I wanted to congratulate CJ because she was really fast on the draw on getting her AMG awards posted. I saw it on Facebook, I saw it on LinkedIn, I saw it all over. See, I'm just gonna do it in one blast on Monday. I do all my social media posts, but she was quick on the draw there. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And congratulations to you too.
Well, I haven't posted, I haven't posted anywhere yet.
And so did Marianne, and so did Rox, which I was.
Yeah, lots of people. And
Yeah.
Diane won.
Mm-hmm. Diane won.
David, I'm thinking of you and your family. Okay, back to me and mine. So actually, everything is kind of moved forward on the next book I want to write this week because I made some decisions. And the main one is that the EU has announced that it's going to open up to American tourists who are fully vaccinated in the summer, but they haven't specified when.
Okay.
So that has spurred me, to move forward with making plans for my next book, which was always going to be on the Camino, but it's on, instead of walking the Camino, it's riding the Camino, as in I'm going to ride horseback.
Oh.
And then write my book based on that. Now, the problem is that I am old, overweight, out of shape, and I grew up riding horses, but I haven't done much riding in the last 20 years. So I signed up for a plan to go get tough horseback riding. And that's going to start eating up a lot of times because you have to drive a long way to go to the stables and then spend time there and then come home again. Anyway, I'm on track to get myself ready for this next book, which is again, one that's very physical, a lot of, endurance required, but I've started that. So I feel good about that. I've also got at least one other trip to Europe planned in the fall. And I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go besides that, but I definitely am going to do the horseback riding trip, and I'm going to do this one other trip. And I'm still plugging away at trying to get better at social media. And that's pretty much my report.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, Julie. But hey, you dived in, you did your shop and stuff. That's the first thing that you could do. And I'm excited to hear that you're, going to travel again now that, things are opening up and that, you're going to write book too. I'm excited to hear that.
book three.
Oh, I'm sorry. Book 3. I'm sorry. My bad. Let me write that down so I don't make that same mistake again. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, it's different genres, but my first book was on the Camino. My second book is a children's book, which, by the way, well, anyway, I need to work on that. Just to put that on your list of things for me to do. I haven't really
Okay.
publicized it at all. I have to work on that.
Okay.
And now I've got book 3 in sight.
I love it, Julie. This is great. You seem excited about all of it, which makes me happy. I love to hear that you're so excited and that you're going to be doing horseback riding. I've always wanted to do that. So I'm going to live vicariously through you in this horseback riding journey. So keep me along for your ride because I'm very excited about it. So this is great. I'm excited to hear that, Julie. Brian Bearden, how are you, man?
It's a rainy day out here in Fulshire, so I just decided I might as well get on.
I'm going to ask you how the update of your book's coming. You know that's coming for you.
Oh.
It's already done, right? It's already done. You just need me to help you market it.
It's just not in here. So it's not been typed yet. But no, actually, my goal was that in May that we have the new upstream marketing website done. And being a perfectionist in the web business, we finally decided, okay, it's not going to be 100% perfect. So we are wrapping it up, and it should go live probably by the second week of, we're hoping by the second or third week of May, we'll have the new upstreammarketing.net website done.
Nice.
And that was big for us because the last site talks a lot about, oil and gas industrial B2B. We wanted this site to reflect the fact that, we do other type sites other than just that genre. So we're actually going to have a section on the site that just talks a little bit about what we do for authors, speakers, and coaches, because we've done Mike Eller Camp, we did Skunk Alpha, I did another one for an author on the East Coast, and then I just launched RogerLeslie.com.
I love it.
So if you have not seen Roger's new site, he's on there looking at you, greeting you. I did not know the man had like 20 books that he wrote, just like Julie wrote 3 and we didn't know it. The man wrote a lot of books, but if you have not read his latest one, I got inspiration to publication, and he did an awesome job with that book about getting you from here to here. So I'm like, I should finish it, and then I should just sit down and write book number 2. So, because that's what he told me to do. So,
yeah, he actually won an award for that book.
I know, it's excellent.
What award? But he did win one.
It's an excellent book. So, no, business is going well. I did talk to somebody, and they go, "Well, congratulations on writing your book." I go, "Yeah, 2021. I think that makes it about 5 years old now." I said so, because it was really funny. It was in an executive office, and they were going through one of their sales managers left, and they were going through all of his stuff, and on the bookshelf was my book. And they know me, and they were like, "Oh my God, what a small world. We actually have your book." And I'm like, "Oh my God," probably from the original printing 5 years ago. So yeah, it's time.
Yeah. So are you going to do it? What is your deadline that I can hold you accountable to at least?
If we get the new website done in May, then I can focus on my other marketing efforts. So the book to me is like a business development tool. So I would say that I'd say early summer or midsummer that I'll have the revised version of the current one.
Okay.
And then I'm actually looking at possibly doing local store marketing online, because the fact that we're doing a lot, I used to be big into the guerrilla marketing type books, and now we're doing it online for a lot of clients with the Google My Business and the other stuff that we're doing. So I'm thinking maybe book number 2 might have to be local store marketing online. So we'll have to figure that out. But
that would be awesome.
I will have the updated book. I will have the updated book for the 52 tips by midsummer.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. I'm going to do another check-in by then. I hope
that's okay. You do that.
If you don't attend, I'm going to know
it's on my
because
upstream
you didn't
marketing
do it.
website. And they're like, "When is that thing going live?" I'm like, soon. So
all right. The next time I do
congratulations to y'all. I've been I've been following what James has been doing. I've been following what everybody else has been doing. I'm waiting for honey from CJ so I can get on the first, batch of it. So, I mean, I've been following y'all. It's just been kind of quiet back here working with my industrial clients that are now starting to get moving again.
Nice. That's good. We love having you on, Brian. It's always
Thank you.
great, delightful. James, it's your turn to rally.
Ah, okay. And thanks, Brian. I've seen that you have been following me. I see some comments here and there. I try to like them. So, all right, what were my goals? Where was I at?
Your goals are this year you're focusing on yours and Athena's books, and you want to have your Killer Series book number 3 by the summer, and your focus is on writing and research.
Right. So book number 3 is coming out in the summer. I have got it into Athena's hands. She had got it back to me. It's all ready. We're starting to put it together. I just told her today to send it back to me so I can put out excerpts online. We have a new writer, Gray Rosenquist. So we're starting to put his out because his is coming out in June.
Yeah.
And, we need some stuff going forward, excerpts and stuff, web builds and things I got to do. The podcast is in the can for the first season. So that was a good thing. We managed to get that all done. And we don't look like complete fools.
No, you guys are good. You got the hardest one done, which was your first one. You only go up from there, so it's great.
Well, we had the great Amy helping us, so therefore, it looks good, look professional. So
I try. I don't know if I'm the great one, but I try to make it, easy and fun. So
I'm challenging Kelso over there on the beard. I'm gonna have a beard off. And David, gonna have a beard off, working on the beard now. Full Papa Smurf coming in.
I love it.
Mine's already an inch thick.
I gotta grow it in slowly because it doesn't really grow in that much on the side. So I gotta, just shape it up and let it grow. Doesn't
Keep
really
looking clean.
Yeah, I've been combing it and taking care of it, and yeah.
Nice. So you're still focused on writing and everything like that?
Yes, in fact, I'm coming up with a pandemic story. Because I did mention to David and the Rockville people that we should do an anthology. I think we're going to do an anthology on pandemics, so that's coming out. I'll be putting that out to everybody that let's get some short stories together and we'll do a post-COVID pandemic anthology.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. All right, I'm going to write that down. We're going to revisit it. See how we're feeling.
Get that out
if
by,
we're still feeling the anthology, later in the summer.
Yeah,
so, that's exciting.
I think we should get that going. We talked about that last couple of weeks about doing an anthology and something. And, it spun all out of control, but I think we're going to do one based on maybe the COVID.
I think it'll be fun. Each one will add their own spin. I think that's going to be great, and it kind of helps in between. The rest of their book 2s or whatever coming out, it kind of still keeps them the focus, which I think is great. So, and
I got Athena working on her book. She's been working very hard on her book. She hasn't been working on book number 2, I don't think. Somewhat. I'm looking at her. She's like, yeah, leave me alone.
Like I'm doing
she's working on her new stuff. She's working on her fantasy. So
okay, that was her goal. Her goal was her fantasy. I mean, I have book number 2 down, but fantasy. So, all right. Well, we'll kick it to Athena then. Athena, update. Yep. James kind of gave it to us, but if you want to give it to us too, you can.
Yeah, I'm good. No, you want me to mute?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll mute.
Okay, there we go. Are you muted?
I'm muted. Let me kill my sound.
That's it. All right. So, yes.
There we go. All right.
I have been actually quite busy. Okay. I finished Greg's book, so that's done. I've formatted it and all of that. I have formatted James's book as well. I have been working on 2 of my books. The one I've kind of driven myself into a plot hole. And if anybody knows how I can change the years of the Second World War, I'm welcome to any, because I don't know how I did this, but I got myself stuck in a plot hole because of the years of the Second World War. So
What year
anyway,
did you start it? Because actual World War II started in 1936 and it didn't end until 1945. So 36, you can actually stretch into there. So you do have a little bit of a start.
okay. So yeah, because my second book starts in 1939 and I realized that I got myself stuck. So maybe if I add those 3 years, be really, really liberal with the the years of the Second World War, then maybe I'll make that work, because I realized that yeah, certain elements of my story kind of bumped into each other, and I was like, I'm having sleepless nights because I don't know how to fix this now,
No.
because my book number 1 is already out. And that's why I cannot backtrack some things, because some of the story is already in book 1 and it's already out. So I can't change some elements of it.
I
So-
learned that with my series, is that's why I'm not putting the trilogy out until it's done, because I end up going back and having to fix stuff.
Yes, right. Because somehow, and I was like, how did I do this? I'm so element conscious, you know, and I followed the development of things. How did I do this? And then I was like, I can't do anything. What the heck am I going to do about this now? How do I fix it? But thank you, Greg. That was a great suggestion, because now I've got extra years to work with.
Yeah, Hitler started his aggression in 1936. I
Yeah.
mean, the war probably didn't start until the actual major part of the war didn't probably start until 39,
Yeah.
40, but he started his aggression in 36.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, the Spanish Civil War, which was the kickoff of the whole thing, was about 1936. So
Yeah. Okay.
that's when the whole violence in Europe really began, was with the Spanish Civil War.
Okay, thank you. I actually appreciate that a lot, because I was going around in circles around that. So anyway, so I put that aside because I thought eventually, I'm sure eventually something's going to happen and I can figure it out.
I
So
told her
here we
she
go.
could play with the dates a bit, because the Second World War didn't actually start on the day that they say it started.
Yeah,
It was a big
September,
buildup. Yeah,
you
it
know,
was a-
September 1939. That's what I remember, you know. And then
From history over here. Please use me as a resource.
Oh yeah, David, the history major. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a great suggestion. So I think I might be able to get away with that, adding the 3 years, you know. And then apart from that, yes, I'm busy on my fantasy. I'm really happy how it's coming along. I like it. Of course, that depends if other people are going to like it. That's always a different story, you know.
Yeah.
So I might send it off to David to be one of my beta readers, because it is a fantasy. So, you know.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And apart from that, yeah, I've been busy with other people's things as well. I've learned how to format in Vellum and
Oh,
all of that.
wonderful.
And so, yes, so I'm creating the books and all kinds of things. So I'm
Nice.
busy.
Well, you bringing up the war. I recently watched this movie on Netflix, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, but it's called Synchronic. It's on one of the top 10s or whatever for this month. And it made it, you reminded me of it because you were talking about, you know, World War II and stuff. So what it is there's, it's interesting, the plot. And I don't know if you can do this. I mean, this is just, it's cool for me. And I think you guys as writers will appreciate it. What it is they, you know, it's like young people, and they take this like experimental drug, and for 7 minutes, it takes them to a different time period in that spot that they're in. So they have 7 minutes, and it takes them like back in time from whatever location that they're in, but they have to stay in that spot for 7 minutes to come back to reality, kind of thing. but it takes them to like a tribal period, and then it takes them to a war scene, and it kind of bounces back and forth like time travel with this, 7-minute drug or whatever that it is. There's a thicker story to it, but it was just how it was very creatively done. So if you're looking for inspiration, I don't know if that's helpful, but the creativity aspect of it, for me, I mean, I'm not a writer, I know, but for me, I was like, wow, this is well written. Like I would totally read this book. So that's just inspiration for anybody. If you're looking at doing anything like that, I highly recommend watching this film. It's not ideally my kind of movie. My husband picked it, but it was, don't tell him that I said it was a good movie. Okay. That's just our secret. So don't let him know that, because I usually, don't let him pick movies. I usually
in complete fantasy, in fantasy and complete fiction, that things like that, you can manipulate them. But this is an actual portion of real life. So therefore I cannot change those years, because it's historically proven when something started to when something ended. So therefore I can't change that. So
I know.
I got myself into a corner because of that. Because things that happen sometimes, because my editor brain was obviously not at work when I was writing.
I called him the secret child to her.
Yeah.
As a way to get around that, you had a secret child,
then
you can write that into the story. But
so anyway, but that's me.
Well, all right, so you're still on track. You're just stuck at the moment. Okay, I can dig that. We can revisit that. I can do that. That works. Nice. All right, CJ, it is time for you. Do you need me to refresh you on your goals or focuses? Yeah. Finish your trio short story, Chief and Sarge book number 2, which is on racing and friendship in your Christian sci-fi.
Okay.
See, I take notes.
Okay. So let's see if I remember this right. Okay. So podcast is doing awesome. Greg got me onto guestradio.com or something, whatever that was. And I'm actually recording into April of 2022 by the time I get done recording everybody. Nice. So I'm already recording into the 2022 season. And I found some really fascinating guests. One of them is Tom Parnell. He's an independent filmmaker, and I just interviewed him the other day, and he has a movie coming out on the 4th called Painkiller. He lost his son to opioid addiction. So that one was really cool. So that's gonna be like a special one, because I had to push him forward because it was a movie. So that's cool. But I'm meeting a lot of really cool people. Didn't take everybody, but I found a lot of really cool people from it. What was the next one? Oh, and what I'm doing, kind of took a little bit from Greg, kind of took a little bit from Amy for it. To boost for YouTube, I'm going to be running, June is my birthday month. I always do something really cool for my birthday month. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be running a promo the whole entire month of June, where they subscribe, they got to take a screenshot that they subscribe, and then they got to email it to me. So their email will be added to my newsletter, and their name will be added to the wheel of names. I'm giving away, they have 2 shots. They can win one of 2 $10 Amazon gift cards through the month of May. So I'm hoping that's going to boost everything up. It'll also boost up my email list at the same time as the YouTube. So that's kind of what I'm doing with that. Anthology, that is obviously done. God. You have no idea.
Fun time. I have heard it's been quite an adventure for you.
2:30 yesterday, margarita day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But it's almost time to kick off Texas Sisters Press's 2nd annual holiday anthology. So I'm getting ready for that. I'm trying to continue to cover for Lyd because she's still working on housing situation, which is kind of somewhat finally improved. You saw the covers for the trilogy yesterday. I'm, like I said, I finished book 2. I need to extend it just a little bit. That's the beauty, Athena, of waiting to publish all of them until you've got them all done, because I have learned from the last ones that if you need to change something and it's already published, you really can't go back and do that. So if it's something like a trilogy or a series, I'm going to try to complete it before I kick it to the editor. And so my plan is they go to the editor beginning of July. So, well, 2 of them do. So, but I plan on launching the first one end of August, beginning September, somewhere in there. Then the next one will be, I like to try to do it February, March, because I try to do February, March, or August, September, because those I've found to be the best dates for launching for my people. So it's kind of like not in the middle of anything.
Mhm.
And so that's why I do that. And then the third one, obviously, the next September or August. Chief and Sarge, we are going to be doing about racing and friendship. But finances are holding that back because that costs me a good $1,500 to $2,000 to do because I pay up front for the graphics. So that's what's holding me on that one. I'm trying to think what else. What else was on my list?
Finish your trio, the short story, the Chief and Sarge, your Christian sci-fi, and that's it.
Okay, so and my first book show is tomorrow for the season. I'm going to be doing Comic Conroe with Greg and Julie, it looks like. I'll be doing North Texas Book Festival. And that's the end of August. I'll do Eastern Rim in September, and then Beaumont Comic Con in October. And then, of course, my good news, in case y'all haven't heard, both of these guys won awards through the Texas Authors Awards. So, yay. And David, my heart goes out to you, but you were like the awesome winner of last night. So congratulations. Hope that added a bright spot to your week. So I think that catches you all up with me. Pretty much I'm just kind of moving forward full steam.
Yeah, so you're on track, but Chief and Sarge book number 2 is on hold at the moment.
Due to finances, otherwise that would be done too.
Yes, I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, but the good thing is since I'm recording all the podcasts that far up, I can breathe now.
Time.
Yeah, because I have time to, because they're all there. I just got to get them uploaded at that time. So
right,
that allows me the flexibility.
All right.
So that's me.
Wonderful. David.
Well, as you all know, things have kind of derailed the past couple of months for me. But the strange part is I did manage to get a lot of writing done, while between medical tests and a lot of naps from my wife, Tammy, plus a lot of journaling. Actually nearly done with book 2. I just need to do, I need to finish the final chapter, then put it together, let it ruminate for a little while, and then go back over to it. And since I edit differently than most people, that means I'll probably add about 10,000 words to it. Because I usually find little plot holes or story elements that I touched on but didn't get into enough. And that usually ends up being an extra page here. Last time I ended up doing a whole extra chapter that I wasn't intending to do, but it was necessary to fill the story. Yeah, I've been away from meetings and stuff the past 2 months. I miss my Mondays. This Monday is her memorial service, so the Monday after that I'll start coming back to those meetings and slowly working myself back to life again. But that's kind of where I'm at as far as my goals for the year. So after I finish this chapter and do some more editing, I'll pass it off to Athena. Probably about that time, she'll be giving me her fantasy book to beta read while she's editing mine. Nice. And then we can go back and forth.
Yeah. Well, David, we miss having you on Mondays, but you take as much time as you need. They're recorded, man. So, we're all here for you, and whatever you need, just let us know. 100%.
And I appreciate all of you and all of your goodwill and your mentions on Facebook and Twitter and wherever. It's wonderful to have such a great community around me to help and support me through this, and I really appreciate all of you.
Well, we love you, David. You're like family, so that's what family does. So we love you. You're in our hearts 100%, and you just come back when you're ready and however you want. We're here when it's all recorded, like I said. So no rush, man, no rush at all. All right, I like it. Most of you guys are on track. So this is good. This is exciting. So we have a little bit of time left. So what other social media questions do you have? Input? What else would you guys like to kind of dive in? Or we can just end early, whichever one works. I mean, I'm good either way. So
I need to add to my list.
okay, let me get your section open. All right, what's your list?
Section.
I meant it nicely. I really meant it nicely. All right.
Well, the other thing I'm going to do is the story I wrote last year for the anthology, for the holiday anthology, actually ended up being a novella, so it was too long.
Okay.
And so what I'm doing this year is I'm going to publish it with a bonus of the story from the other anthology Christmas list.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing is that we signed another author, thanks to Diane, who recommended Cindy to us. And right now we're working on marketing with her while she's working on getting her children's book illustrations going.
Nice.
Score.
Look at y'all go. I love to hear it.
Keep it spinning.
I love it. Greg, you had put in the comments about Bitcoin. Is that
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Gonna try to look in to see how they can do it, like maybe with just like a snapshot or something, but having them pay with Bitcoin, because yeah, it's a gamble, but that money can actually just build up to extra cash.
right?
So that's a thought.
Well, so I think that's a great thought for your market. You know, because I think your market would be all into Bitcoin and knowing how to do that, you know? So I think that's a good idea. So I also like QR codes. So I'm a millennial. I like to just scan it on my phone and pull it up and pay or whatever, look at the menu, whatever on my phone. I ain't got to touch nothing. That's how I am. So QR codes, I would recommend, Greg. I think it's just easier.
I would go with QR codes too, because as many people have tried to explain Bitcoin to me, I still don't understand how it works. And I'm
This is an online currency. It's just your money online, really.
Well, not only that, but it's also a market. So you can actually play like a stock market with the Bitcoin. I mean, to give you an idea, like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I put $200, $300 in. Last year, I took out $1,800.
Yeah.
And that was just letting it sit there.
Yeah. People have talked to me about this. Programmers and everything else have talked to me about this, and it's like, woo.
It's a digital currency.
I'll leave it alone.
Yeah,
well, that was the other thing. In actual high school, we actually had like a 2-week period test where we actually played the New York Stock Exchange. So I actually learned a lot from that. So it's like, this helps.
I had a job where I worked for a stock exchange, stockbroker company. So I do understand the stock exchange and that kind of stuff. And, you know, but when they started talking Bitcoin to me, I'm like, I don't think so.
And it's like doing research for a book. You just have to do research on the company.
Yeah. It might be good, Greg, to do a survey and just see what the feedback you get about doing, you know, allowing people the possibility of paying with Bitcoin and see what their feedback is. That would be a great time.
The other thing I want to say is this is the last day to vote for me for the Black Authors.
Yes.
Whatever that
Go
thing
vote
is
for
called.
James.
Yeah. Go to my webpage, my Facebook page, James Hill Facebook page. The link is there. I'll probably be hitting y'all up with, you know, some kind of bomb later.
All right.
And the other thing, CJ, I'm taking your advice. Well, I was already thinking about this because I also wrote myself into problems when I was writing the Gemstone series. So I realized, because I also time jumped in there back and forth. And I realized that by doing that, I had screwed up my last book in the time in this trilogy. So the next 2 books are not coming out until I finish both of them.
Well,
because
it took me, you're a quicker learner than I am. It took me 3 series to figure that out. So
yeah, so, well, once I got to the third book, I realized that I had screwed up the entire storyline. And it's because it jumps back and forth between times. And we're going back to the Age of Castles. We're going forward into the modern war eras and, all that kind of stuff. And really, really got screwed in that sense of mixing up the, things just not, when you have people who live 1,000 years, it's hard to, people overlap. And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, this person could not have had a baby at that point because, they would have been dead by then. Or they should have been dead by then. Or they did die and now, they're kids. So I decided write all 3 because I wrote the first one, but now the last 2 is like, okay, get them both lined up because they have to all intersect.
Mhm.
And
well, the beauty of getting them all 3 done, like for me, I put one out every 6 months. So the beauty of getting it done is I literally have 18 months worth of books to go out already, and I'm not under pressure, and then I can just write freely for the next ones. But
yeah, I'm not worried.
I
I'm
need
never
to
worried
go.
about the time of putting books out. I mean, the second book been coming out for 3 or 4 years now, so 2 or 3 years. So I'm not that type of person that worries about, getting a book out every year. That's never going to happen. So
Awesome. Well, I have to go. Sorry, guys.
Bye,
Love you guys.
CJ.
See you all
Bye,
Monday night.
CJ.
David, we're praying for you on Monday night.
All right, you guys, what other questions or topics you guys want to talk about before we close this out?
I have a question about promotional items.
Okay,
And my wife and I have been debating. I got my coffee cups in,
perfect.
and we're debating on how much to sell them for. Of course, she's not a fan of the logo, but
Well, that's okay. That's all right.
I like the logo. You're blocking a lot of it out, but I like the logo.
Well, what I'm ending up going to do is I think I'm going to get a local author each year and do a different logo.
Yeah, I like it.
So that will be fun. And then I'll have the coffee cups for like the seasons.
Yeah.
But I've looked up coffee cups and they're anywhere between $10 to $12 at Walmart and Amazon.
Right. But yours is a custom coffee cup because it has your logo on it.
Correct.
Right.
So
how much does it cost you to make them?
Yeah.
They were $1.50 a piece.
How many did you get?
144.
Okay. So
I'm thinking
$1.50 each. You could sell them easily for $3. It's just because you don't want to over mark it up, and you also don't want to just carry around the inventory.
Yeah.
From that point, you're looking at getting them out to people so that they carry your logo around with you.
Mhm.
If it's only costing you $1.50 to make them, $2.50, $3.50, 3 for $10.
You still have room
That's
for
all
profit.
perfectly reasonable to.
I would say $5.
Marketing.
Yeah, I would say $5 because that way you can purchase the next set of cups and still have a little bit of profit in your pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if I should do like maybe 1 for $6, 2 for $10.
Yeah, you could split them up
You
like
can
that.
bundle
Yeah.
them that way. Yeah, I mean,
bundle them up.
Yeah, that's what I would do. You just have to make sure if it costs you $1.50 to make each one, right? So then you want to make sure you have enough to reorder for your other events, but that your profit margin, even if you're only making 50 cents a cup, right? That's better than being upside down on your investment.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you got to make it like that. So I mean, I agree. I would go between 3.50 and 5, but if you're going to bundle it, 1 for $6 or 2 for $10, then you can also do it that way too. But I wouldn't go over that because then they're not going to sell, and then you're going to, be stuck with a ton of guts.
Yeah. I used to argue with my mom and my aunt all the time. They were doing chocolates and selling them at craft fairs, and they were barely selling them over the cost that it took to make them. Like you have to make a profit on these. You can't do all of that work and then sell them, for just pennies over what you made them for. And they wouldn't listen to me because I was only 13, but I'm a Capricorn. I understand how these things work. It's innate for me. And then after a while they did it because we're just not making any money doing this. I told you.
Yeah.
You have to at least sell enough to rebuy your product. You have
Yeah,
to
you
sell
need-
at least, you have to at least double the cost of what
Exactly.
it costs you.
You gotta
And then
break
you want to
even.
walk away with something.
So
Yeah.
figure out how much you'd have to charge each cup for you to break even, at least make your money back. And then you're
Just
gonna charge.
compensate for all the
50
ones that my
cents more.
grandmother was eating.
Yeah. Yeah, so then, say that it would take you, I don't know, let's just say it would be like $2.50 a cup for you to make your money back. So then you're gonna charge 50 cents more. So you're gonna charge $3 a cup. So you at least make 50 cents profit on each one. So figure out the number it would take for you to break even, right? And then go up by 50 cents or $1, and that's gonna be your profit margin.
If you look
Yeah,
at it
it's
this way,
said, don't forget the
fast food
postage.
charges 3 times the cost of the materials.
Yeah.
So if you're getting a $5 hamburger, it's because it costs them about $1.50 to make one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's usually the business model, 3 times
Mhm.
what it would cost. That's also the business model for contractors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we charge 3 times what it's gonna take us to do something.
Yeah.
I learned that in construction. My father was construction, and you take the price of the materials, like to do roofing, we did a lot of roofing. So price of material, drywall, whatever the price it would cost to put it up, triple that. And that's pretty much how, contractors and stuff like that charge you.
Yeah.
And that way you can do a deal or a special and you're not losing anything off of it.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're selling for 5 or selling for 5 each and doing 2 for 8 or something like that, you're still
Making
still
money.
getting ahead of the game.
Right.
Yeah. That it becomes a numbers game. I'm not fantastic at numbers, but when it comes to profit margins and stuff, I'm pretty good at it. So I don't know why those numbers stick in my mind, but I've become quite good at it. And if I have a question, I usually ask Josh. So
As a publisher and for my author, I never price a book less than when they can make $1.
yeah.
They have to be able to make at least $1 from the sale of the book, because anything less than that, you're working way too hard.
Hmm.
And you hope to sell 1 million books and therefore have $1 million.
Yeah.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions? It looks like we might end early today. No,
No, I can have lunch.
Nice. I like it. Well, for those of us in, Texas, stay dry. It is super nasty out. So just, if you don't have to travel, don't travel anywhere. Cause Texans driving in snow and water, we don't mix very well. So just be careful out there. I worry about you guys, but you guys have a fantastic weekend, even though it'll be wet for most of us, but have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday.
And I'll see you at 4:30.
I'll be there. Send me the link, but I'll be there.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Good seeing you all
Bye.
again.